What's going on, y'all? Gabe here. Just coming in from the skeleton crew, and I decided to kind of just, share more of what I normally go through. Sorry, I'm just kind of like fiddling around now. Just want to display my stuff and things, because I like to show people what I get from my siblings, my family, because they mean a lot to me. Alright. So like I said, it's Gabe coming in from the skeleton crew. I guess I wanted to just like share more light about myself and what it's kind of just like being myself. I guess I wanted to share with y'all. I was diagnosed with autism and being on the spectrum about 3.5 years ago now, almost 4 years ago. And it has answered like a lot of things for me. It has answered a lot of questions that I had, wanted to know why I would behave the way I would behave, why I was the only one that kind of just thought the way that I thought. So, full honesty time, I suppose. I'm 34 years old and I have autism and ADHD and OCD. That kind of just all encompasses all in itself. I also love to game. I love to game online. I have been gaming for a long time. I don't know. I guess I have been gaming pretty much like all my not my entire life, but just growing up with different gaming consoles, growing up in a household where like tech and all that stuff was always like in my daily life, my everyday. I also grew up with siblings. I have 3 siblings. I am the oldest of that, all 4 of us, and I am the only one that has autism. And in finding that out, I have told my family about my having autism. I have, voiced that about myself, and we don't really talk about stuff like that. My siblings like to believe that I'm just like Gabe, and it's true, because I am just like my own self. I have in the past tried to mimic or mirror what I thought I was supposed to do, essentially. And it took a toll on me mentally, emotionally, physically. As you can see, I was born female, and I didn't realize it until I was in my early 20s that I realized I was transgender. And then I started to transition in my early 20s, later in my later 20s actually. And a lot of stuff did make sense, but a lot of stuff was still super mysterious to me. A lot of stuff didn't click. And I would say that a lot too, with who I was dating, with who I was, friends with at the time. I would say, I just don't understand why I'm just not getting it, why things just aren't clicking for me, why it's taking me so much longer to do things. It's taken me with great difficulty to accomplish things in my life that I wanted to accomplish. And even in my later adult years now, being in my 30s, I realized that I wanted to be a content creator and online person. And I still want to do that. I still want to be that voice for people that feel like they don't have a voice. I am a transgender queer man that has autism and is on the spectrum. And also I have been at home for the past, I don't even know how long, since like last year, since June. I've been on and off with like work. I've been battling with myself about re-entering the workforce, and it being and proving to be super difficult for me to just like keep a job for longer than a year. It's been like super difficult for me to even find what it is that I wanted to do and have that impact on the world, you know? So I've kind of been dealing with that for the past like 6 months. So having said that, and getting a proper diagnosis for autism has been very humbling, very trying. It's been difficult at times. It's been scary. It's the best way I can put it. Luckily, I have support from my dad and friends that I do talk to about all of this good stuff, all of this stuff that's happening to me. And sorry, I keep fiddling with this thing because it's just like... Anyway, it's just kind of been really difficult sometimes to get my words out. I used to think that I was just like one of those people that just couldn't talk. And I used to think that if I didn't stand out, if I didn't do anything, if I didn't draw attention to myself, eventually I would get the things that I felt I deserved. And that didn't work. Also, being on the spectrum, I find it difficult to maintain relationships with people. I find it incredibly difficult to even keep in contact with people. It's something that I am working on. Even keeping a relationship going, I understand myself now why I always felt like I came up short, you know? Why I always felt like I wasn't good enough for my partner, why I felt like I wasn't essentially enough as a person for my partner at the time. And I didn't realize that I had autism. I'd always be like, well, it's because of my childhood. Well, it's because of my upbringing. Well, it's because of this. It's because of X, Y, Z. And that was only half the equation. Once you figure out this is me, things start to slowly click. They start to make sense. You don't feel crazy anymore. So yeah, you could say my dating life has been one that I've mirrored and implemented in my life from television, because I didn't really understand what a relationship was. I didn't understand emotions, much less. And to have TV tell you about emotions, to have television tell you how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act in relationships, can be very misleading and greatly still depends on television to kind of teach them about the world, to teach them about what's happening in the world. So it has been humbling, to say the least. I try to be as transparent as I possibly can with everything that goes on in my life. So even when it comes to dating, I've been trying to find courage to tell people that I'm talking to that I have autism. I have told people in the past that I'm on the spectrum and I have autism, which has resulted in my being ghosted, which has resulted in people essentially just like telling me like, you know what, I can't date you for this reason, when in actuality it's because I don't want to deal with somebody that has this disability that they were born with. Essentially, that's what I get told, indirectly and directly. So I used to take it really hard, and I would try my absolute hardest to just mask and mirror whilst I was dating that person. And 10 times out of 10, I would always be sad or depressed or like something of that nature. And I would feel constantly like something was wrong, something was off, you know? So I would just play it as if like, you know what, I'm still growing, I'm still learning things. This is why I behave the way that I behave, when that wasn't really true. I just have a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to normal things that people would, you know, get right away. whereas it takes me a little bit. It takes me a minute to figure out. So after my last relationship, it definitely taught me that I need to be more gentle with myself. I need to be more understanding and patient. And I do have a lot of love to give, and sometimes that love can come off as super intense. It can come off looking like I'm love bombing people when I'm just showing that affection that I want shown back to me. I often like back out of dates. I often like ghost on people because I get so inside my own head and outside of my comfort zone to the point where I just won't. And then when I actually find somebody that I'm comfortable with, I usually just like it usually ends up them not actually liking me the way that I like them, and it ends. And I'm just sat there like, well, how do I actually distinguish the difference between somebody liking me, like actually loving me and my soul, or just, just here? I don't like to throw this out there, but a lot of the time recently, I've been just kind of like a piece of meat to folks, and I don't like that. So for me, it's a little bit hard for me to to pick up on those social cues when I'm dating people. It's difficult for me to understand and pick up on if somebody actually likes me for my personality rather than just my looks. Because I'm not gonna sit here and pretend and like just not be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not good looking, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I understand that I have a face that people like. I understand that, I carry myself well. I understand that. And I'm humbled by it. I also would like somebody that likes my personality more so than just my looks. I am sitting here still discovering myself. I guess I could say that I'm like in the middle of my mess right now, and I'm still just doing my stuff, figuring out my A, B, and C, X, Y, Z, I'm not a person that has their shit together in that conventional way. I know what I'm looking for in a partner. I just don't know what people's motives are when it comes to me. So that in itself is where I have a hard time distinguishing social cues. So that is partly why I have had a difficult time with relationships and, being with people. So I'm gonna try my hardest to kind of keep this daily talk about being an adult with autism. So that's what I'm gonna try and do for folks. So I just like work from home. I prefer working from home. I've always preferred working from home ever since I could remember, to be quite honest with you. I don't typically like being around people. I like my small group of people that I'm comfortable with, and that's pretty much it. I would prefer working from home, actually. I would prefer not having to be out in public. That's what I would prefer. But I also understand that is part of my autism. So here we are, folks. I just wanted to share that few little tidbits about myself, and I want to start talking more about everything and anything that has to do with being an adult with autism and the daily life that we all have to go through as adults with autism. So there's me in a nutshell. My name is Gabe. I am an autistic, transgender, queer person. My pronouns are he, they, and I'm currently single. Still just kind of figuring out what I want out of life. Do I want a partner? Yes. Do I believe in love? Yes. Do I want those right now, I don't know. All I know for sure is right now I am content. I am learning so much about myself. Would I say that I have my shit together? I don't even know what that means. I know that I'm a kind person. I think I'm funny. I love animals, all animals, even spiders. I like creepy things. I love nerdy things. I love anime. And I guess I would like somebody that would share the same kind of things as me. That would be nice. I'm a big Naruto fan, so anybody that knows me, and I often say this, I'm looking for my Lady Hinata. Yes. Anybody else who's a Naruto fan, if you know who Lady Hinata is, then, you know, talk to me about anime and Naruto. That's the easiest way to get me to open up. Alright, y'all. I do have my social medias on my pages and whatnot. If you guys want to take a look at that, I do have a YouTube channel too. I'm on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I'm currently not on any dating sites because, well, I'm taking a break from them. And I'm kind of just revamping my own bio to my own self because I don't like having to mirror and mimic people anymore and TV. I just want to be myself. See where that takes me. So, here's your boy signing out from the Skeleton Crew. And we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Alright. Bye!